We made it to Ushuaia, which is called by many the southernmost city in the world. However, if you look at the map, there is one tiny port just a bit lower than this one, but the Argentinians are proud people, and this is where they put the sign of the end of the world.
Les damos la bienvenida a la ciudad de Ushuaia. Por favor, permanezcan separados con el cinturón de seguridad.
As we are ready to board for Ushuaia, I realized we are severely underdressed.
This is what happens when you start your trip in Miami and you end up in Ushuaia, the southernmost city in the world.
During winter.
Yeah. Start of winter.
We just arrived. We were really lucky. Everything went great today. We woke up at 4 a.m. Got a taxi super fast, went to the airport, dropped our luggage. The plane was on time, the flight was just great. The views from the flight are out of this world. So if you're flying into Ushuaia, you have to sit by the window. There is no debate about it. My personal preference is to sit on the right side, and if you can, just before the wing, so you don't have the wing in the frame. It's just mind-blowing. And if you are lucky enough to arrive on a sunny day like it is today, your mind is gonna be blown. So the ride is worth it just for that, for the plane views. And once we got here, we discovered we have the sunniest day ever, because right now it's turning kind of late fall here in the southern hemisphere, and we were afraid that's gonna rain, but today we have a great weather. So what we're going to do is going to walk a bit. We are staying right in the center. I'm gonna link this apartment because it's absolutely spectacular. The views are great, everything is great. Like, this is one of those places I have to tell the world about. It's just so worth it to stay here. And then yes, right now we're gonna go out and explore a bit, and hopefully we're gonna get a boat tour. There are, every day of the year, I think there are boat tours on the Beagle Canal, the famous Beagle Canal. Very touristic tours, of course, but we're gonna go and try to get one in the port. We didn't pre-book one because we weren't sure what time we're gonna get here, what time we're gonna be allowed in the apartment, and we were so lucky that the apartment was ready before they originally said it was gonna not be ready. So super lucky today, super lucky. And now we're gonna just try to get the boat on the second trip of the day. This 3, I think, is gonna be a trip, I'm not sure. And walk around and just enjoy the views, because tomorrow is not guaranteed and probably is gonna be a much worse day than it is today. I mean, you cannot get any better than this. It's just mind-blowing. As I said, we came down to the port, the touristic port. It's really easy to find. It's right in the middle of the city where you find all the touristic boats. And we asked at the tourist information office about the boats of the day, and they told us to basically come and ask all the agencies, which are right here behind me. They're like small huts for each one of them, and ask them about their trips and excursions. So basically, I think the tourist information office does not want to get involved in their competition and prices, because they did not give us any schedules, timetables, prices, whatever. So the thing is that once you start asking at one agency, they're gonna try really hard to convince you to come with them on their next trip. And so we only managed to ask 2. We asked one of the bigger agencies that have like the big catamaran, like the big boat, And we also asked at the smaller another agencies that has like a smaller boat, like this boat. And because we also got a discount, I think, because we were the last people for this tiny boat, because there's only enough space for like 8 people on it. But because today is nice, they said that they could have 9 because we were the last 2 and the boat was almost full. So they gave us a discount. Also, if you pay with cash, it's always cheaper, but in the end, we managed to pay half cash, half with card, and it was the same price, which was 90,000 pesos, which is roughly around, I would say $90, but given the blue exchange rate, it's more like, I don't know, 80 or 80 something.
Changes every hour.
Every day. So I thought it was great because it's a smaller group and you can get closer to the islands, and you probably don't have to, you don't have anybody in front of you when you're taking pictures, and hopefully it will be nice. And it's a very, very sunny day, so I would say that it's worth it. Otherwise, the bigger boats have like an inside area where you're safe from all the nature hazards that can happen, like strong winds and rains and snowfalls. And they also have a bathroom, but they're quite big and full of people and crowded. And the guy only made us a discount for like 75 for 2 if we paid cash. So the difference for the 2 boats in the end ended less than $15. So given the day. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is you will need to make your own decision based on your finances, day, negotiation skills, and basically if they have like a lot of spaces left, maybe they will give you a discount, maybe not. If the boat is just about to leave, and they have a spot, they will try to sell it, make a profit, then not sell it at all. So it's more like that. Otherwise, if you book your trip online, the price is flat. So maybe we got lucky, right?
We got lucky.
We got lucky. I'm excited.
I'm gonna put a shirt on.
Yeah. So the first stop, what's the name of the island?
Alicia Island.
So the first stop is Alicia Island, and we have that huge sea lion. He's like 1 ton, not moving, and his family over here, surrounded by, I think there are at least hundreds of sea lions, and cormorants, yeah. Baby seals? Probably they don't mind us because they get so many tourists every day, every hour. There are like so many tourists and boats. They're just not looking at us. Look at the big one. The sea lion. He looks like a sea lion.
I kind of like that, but and like Manchester United from England, and like smaller Romanian teams.
Okay, good. And there's Romanian teams that they apply to this color.
We're not very good. We're not very good. Romanians, they're.
What's your...
Ride includes a small hike up an uninhabited island.
It's not a that 5,000 meters of island.
Yes, it's much easier to climb than other places we've been. So part of the tour is a stop on this beautiful, beautiful island right on the Beagle Canal. This is the Beagle Canal right behind us. On the other side, the beautiful mountains that you can see are in Chile. Basically, we made it to Chile. I don't know. like that water over there, there's a tiny island where they say that it's kind of the border in between. And the views from this island are absolutely breathtaking. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's very windy. And our tour guide also, the guy who was operating kind of the boat. There are two staff members on the boat. They were one of them was telling us that there used to be people on this island, and they used to make fire with this green stuff when it got dried. And there are no more people on this island because now it became kind of a touristy thing. But wow, what a view! Definitely worth it. And in the end, I have to say one thing. I'm happy we took the smaller boat with fewer people because we have so much more time to take pictures and admire. I mean, this would not have been possible with a big boat. Definitely not. I'm very happy. So that's the island we just visited over there. And it's surrounded by beautiful mountains. We took the most awesome pictures. I mean, look at this. And then on the other side, what you see over there, that's Chile, as I said. And right in between this body of water is the famous Beagle Channel. Named as such after the boat used by Charles Darwin, the famous explorer, or wherever it's called, or whatever he is calling himself. And right in between is the border between Argentina and Chile, and there's some small islands. Like there's a small island with a yellow lighthouse. That's in Chile. So in between there's an imaginary line on the border, and the guys here told us that they cannot go fishing on the Chilean side. So that's that. But they can go with a boat there, so it's no problem. Very, very nice. And he's living his best life. And the really cool thing is that we're super close to Antarctica. Although we're not going to make it to Antarctica this year because it's very late. You have to go during their summer, which is like December to March, I think. And of course, this is the starting point of all Antarctica expeditions. So one tip that I read online and that could be useful to people wanting to go to Antarctica is that simply come here during the summer, Antarctica cruise season, and just ask for lesser cruises. And if there are any spots left, you might get a discount from what you would normally pay, but don't expect like too much, like less than 50%. But still, it could be quite a discount. Wow, the boat trip was amazing, but it got kind of cold at the end, but still amazing. I'm so happy we took advantage of the weather. And now we're gonna have the free white chocolate, free hot chocolate. After the boat tour, we got our free chocolate. It was very nice, kind of small, but very nice and hot, which is very much appreciated because we feel like it's very cold right now. Still sunny outside, but we are looking for a place to eat. And then probably we will go home and warm up and sleep. Yeah, what a day, what a day. Wow, wow, wow. So we just got back from the tour, the boat tour, the famous boat tour that you should not miss if you're in Ushuaia, on the Beagle Canal. And this view we have right now over the Beagle Canal, I cannot realize we've been on that huge body of water earlier between Argentina and Chile. This Beagle Canal, the famous and the same one, and the boat that gave its name, the boat of the famous what was he? An explorer? What do we call this?
Blasphemous.
This Charles guy, the Darwin guy, the one who came up with the theory. I don't know, but because of him, we have now the name of the canal, right?
Yes, because of his ship.
Obviously, because of his ship.
He rode the Beagle.
He rode the Beagle.
rode the Beagle
no,
to
there's a
the-
helicopter.
Yeah.
By the way, you can go on a helicopter tour. I'm not sure if that's a tour.
It is because
It's a tour, right?
I saw it earlier.
Oh my god, like I saw the tour yesterday. You can go on a tour, and if you go for like just 7 minutes so you can see the city from above, it's just 100 euros per person. Like, it's not even that much. But if you want to stay longer, like 15 minutes, then yeah, it doubles, and you can stay up to 30 minutes, and they stop you somewhere on a peak, somewhere where you can drink a glass of champagne.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's like the fancier version, but you can also do budget helicopter tour, which I think would be nice, but I don't know. Today we had the most awesome day. Truly recommend the boat. I do recommend the Ushuaia boating company with the smaller boat for a smaller group of up to 8 people, because it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, yes, it's a small boat. There's no bathroom on it. It's like a really tiny boat, but it's faster. The staff is incredible, super friendly. We got super close to the islands. We saw, I think, thousands of sea lions, of cormorants, which look a bit like penguins, but they can fly.
But they can also
Dive.
dive. That's
Yeah.
the thing. They're basically, that's Darwin's thing. They've adapted.
Yeah.
They need to fish more than they need to fly.
Oh,
so
wow.
they've adapted this.
Ah, that's the Darwin thing.
Yeah, because they're like their what do you call them? Their wings.
Yeah.
They're like smaller. They're more adapted to diving than to fly. I don't think they can fly, but not.
Wow. Yeah. And we saw the very nice island with the panoramic view of the mountains of the glacier, I think, in Chile and here. Was absolutely stunning. And
Just beautiful. Just
and the lighthouse,
beautiful.
the famous lighthouse, which I said at the time being, what is so special about this? And the staff on the boat, the captain of the boat, laughed.
it looks really nice in pictures.
It does look really nice, and it's a very iconic image of Ushuaia, and you'll find a lot of postcards, pictures, and souvenirs. But once we got super close to it, I mean, of course, it's very interesting and nice, but wasn't that impressed, so sorry. But yeah. And it's kind of smelly because it's the tiny island of the lighthouse populated by sea lions, as all the islands around, like countless. And they're just smelly animals. It's funny too, you know, playful, but you know, smelly, and they make those awful noises as if they're gonna eat you.
But they're playful to us because they bite each other really bad. Like they fight,
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
rock, they like bite.
Yeah. At this point, we've seen a bunch of huge families of sea lions all around South America, basically, on all parts of it. And yes, they basically fight each other for a spot on the rock. Sitting in the sun is the thing
There
to
was
do.
a really big
Oh, yeah.
sea lion that looked like Chewbacca.
It was a big one. So yeah, and the city itself looks very lively. I did not imagine it to be so cool because not a lot of people actually write about it. I don't know. I couldn't find a lot of pictures of the actual city online. Maybe I didn't look too much, but it looks very lively. Lots of really cool shops, not just for clothing, even cool souvenir shops, vegan restaurants. Who knew? Cool restaurants that we want to try later, and just it's really walkable and nice to walk around. There are some museums that we might explore in the following days, so we have basically 4 more full days.
Yes,
Wow.
but probably tomorrow is the only one where the weather's gonna be pretty okay.
Okay, so we have a couple of hikes that we want to attempt. And if the weather gets really bad, then we'll visit some of the museums. Overall, even just the fact that we're here, we cannot complain. It's wow.
Geographically,
Wait.
Geographically, I haven't looked at a map, but we probably will never be farther away from home than we are right now. Having said that, let's watch the final minutes of the Champions League game between Real Madrid and Manchester City.
To enjoy our game, we got some Cape Horn Patagonian beer.
I'm excited.
So cheers to that.
Cheers to a nice, perfect.
Cheers to perfect day. Welcome to Patagonia.
So here we go again, it's no surprise. 'Cause we know better than to roll the dice. So take this love and try to make it new. You can't fight it when it feels so true. You drive me crazy like no one else. The final moment before I lose myself. And it's no use working 9 to 5 if you want more than to stay alive.
This is what king crab looks like. We are here in what I think is probably the most popular place in Ushuaia to eat the king crab. And this guy is very hot right now. It's very noisy. I don't know if you can hear me here. And we are gonna try to cut this guy. However, one thing I have to point out, Edward, is that this tiny leg, it's really tiny. I mean, normally I wouldn't call this a king crab, but what do I know? It's wait for it, wait for it. Oh, there's something inside. Some. Oh. Ow. It's a very complicated matter. It's very hard to get it out. It's okay. I got something. I got something. I have some mayonnaise here, and now we're gonna taste the king crab. It's okay. It's good. I mean,
Do you like it better than the one in Norway?
no.
You don't?
Yeah.
It's different.
That one was better.
More sauces?
Yeah. I think the sauces
And the lemon?
and the lemon. Yeah, we don't have any lemon. But I think the problem with this one is that it's so tiny, it's gonna take forever to get the meat out. So let's start digging. See you later. Since we arrived in Ushuaia, the first day was great, but then yesterday and today is starting to look a bit more like winter here because this is a shoulder season for them. It's late autumn for the south of Argentina, and this is how the weather should look like, so nothing special here. However, if you're in the same position as we are right now, it's kind of cold outside, rainy, then you should know you should visit some of the museums in Ushuaia, and there's plenty to see. It's actually a very interesting museum which we started visiting yesterday evening. We got there at around 6:30 in the afternoon, and then the staff told us that we can start visiting the museum and then we can come back today and tomorrow, so for 2 more days, with the same ticket to continue our visit and visit all of the museum, because basically there's a complex of different museums all in the same building. Now, while we started walking through the museum, we find out some very interesting stuff about Ushuaia. For instance, it's a city that was officially founded on October 12, 1884. So it's not that long ago to say, considering other places around here. This was basically an establishment that was part of Argentina's effort to solidify its presence in the southernmost reaches of South America, strategically important for asserting sovereignty over the remote and largely uninhabited regions, because this is mainly a country of nothingness. There's not a lot happening here, and even on the plane ride on the way here, you could see out through the window that there's nothing much happening outside Buenos Aires. Basically, before they established a city here, there was the indigenous Yamana people that were here inhabiting the place, and they were living primarily as hunter and gatherers with a culture deeply connected to the sea. So they navigated through the cold waters in canoes, fishing and hunting marine animals. The area's harsh and isolated conditions made it suitable for a penal colony, leading to the establishment of the Ushuaia Penitentiary. The inmates at the prison were often involved in forced labor, including the building of the town itself and other infrastructure projects, thereby contributing to the development and settlement of Ushuaia and surrounding region. Basically, after they established the city, they decided that this place is very suitable to have a prison here, and the prison operated from 1902 to 1947. It was initially established to house some of the most dangerous criminals and offenders, also played a role in the colonization and establishment of the sovereignty around this area in Argentina, because if you don't have a city in a certain spot, then at some point you might lose it. I'm not going to get into this topic, but it's quite a topic around here, especially around this area. You can Google it, it's called the Malvings. So after They closed the penitentiary. It eventually transformed into the museum complex that it is today, because there you will find not just one museum, it's a building where you will also find the Antarctic Museum, which is focusing on Argentina's involvement in Antarctic exploration, an art gallery featuring local and national artists, and the Maritime Museum, which showcases the region's maritime history. But I find that the most interesting and impressive is the Prison Museum, where you'll find, the building itself, which has been reconstructed, but there are also some original elements to it still, like the building. Inside the penitentiary, you'll find a lot of details about the history of the penitentiary, the daily lives of the inmate. Basically, it gives you just a unique perspective over the whole area of Ushuaia and the historical background of the place. Quite impressive, because if you look at the map, we are literally at the end of the world. If you think about it, to send someone to a prison is already a very harsh sentence. But to send someone to a prison that's so far away from civilization that even if they escape, there is basically no place for them to escape. Just the idea of it is very depressing to me. So, yeah, you have to come and see it if you're into that. It's kind of a dark tourism, I would say, but nevertheless, it is real history. It is what happened to this place, and today Ushuaia is actually a flourishing tourist destination. This is the spot where you have to land if you want to embark on a cruise towards Antarctica, which have become quite touristy and popular over the last few years. So destination change, ideas change, and visiting this complex is quite interesting to see how these ideas have evolved in a span of just 1 century. So if it's cloudy and rainy and snowy outside, definitely do not miss this museum, because we are getting ready to continue our visit today.
I'm not the first Romanian or even person from Bucharest to be here or ask for Argentine citizenship. It was actually Iulius Popper, Iulius Popper came here to find gold, and he found it, and he defended Argentina against the Chileans. Or if you don't like that story, he may have also killed a bunch of natives and done some pretty terrible things. There are a bunch of legends of how much gold he actually found on the coast. Some think it was tens and hundreds of kilos, while others say they just basically filled up a couple of bottles with gold dust. But it was enough to launch a gold rush in Ushuaia, all because of this guy, Iulius Popper, and he was born in Bucharest. He was an engineer, he went to college in Paris, and he was so rich, he even issued his own coin in Ushuaia with his name on it. So this guy was like the emperor of Ushuaia, basically, for a while.
And stamps.
And he issued his own stamps, and there's even a couple of coins and a stamp here. I read about this years ago and just thought it was the wildest thing. And here we are, it's all true. But don't do what he did, because somebody poisoned him back in Buenos Aires. And the poor guy died at only 35 years of age. But the hero...
It's a hero? Is he a hero around?
Around here, yeah. A villain, maybe a bit of that too. But definitely an interesting historical figure.
Was there any gold here?
There was gold, but then you had to find it like this. You had to go on the coast and just basically look through the sand. And if you were lucky, you found like a little bit.
So not that much.
not that much, and the story gets wilder. Apparently one of his daughters or something, she got killed like 60 years later because thieves thought she was holding on to like kilos and kilos of gold, which of course wasn't really true. But there's actually a couple of stores in Ushuaia that I think are still owned by the family. They're called Popper, and I think one of his like descendants, he's living in Bucharest, and he wrote a book about Iulius Popper. So the family is still going.
Shopping for beer in the Patagonian last supermarket.
Poți să le iau așa, să pare.
There's a lot of IPA for the IPA drinkers. It's a huge Carrefour. So all these beers got here by ship. Huh?
Yeah, I think so. How else?
And the wines?
I guess so, yes. Wines too.
Guess we went to the supermarket. We found a huge Carrefour and we spent
Got hungry.
we got really hungry and spent 50 euros on food, which otherwise would have cost us like, I don't know, 200 if we went to the cafes and shops. And yeah, it's a bit further away from the center, but we are now stopped for the next days. So I found this very weird pastry thing in the supermarket. It's like almost $2, I think, I guess. And I have no idea what it is, so let's try it. And tastes like bread. It's bread. I basically bought a big bread in the shape of a star. It's a bit more on the pastry side though. But it's bread. So imagine you're going home, walking, winter is coming, and then you see this view. What is this place? What's this?
You tell him he's all you see. Tell him you got his keys, cause you thought he needed them. But he's not coming back again. So he's gone, leaving then. You won't see him again. It was convenient, but you won't be staying friends. And you know that, sweetie, you know that. Think you knew it before, but you just ignored that. So now you won't take backs, but there's no refunds here. So you sorta hurt, it makes you see clear that you were just lost, you were just lost. But now you found, and you realize he wasn't at all like what you created in your mind. He wasn't even nice, you wasted all your time. You didn't even like him in real life. He said he thought it would be nice if we went for a ride in his dad's Jaguar. Swept up in the moment, sitting in his
These are something out of this world. It's like watching a movie, like Lost on the Mountain. But luckily we are not lost, we are in a city. But look at that mountain peak over there. It really looks like the end of the world, doesn't it? I mean, what is that? What is that? It was so cold outside. So cold. It was like snowing. It started snowing.
It did start snowing, yes.
It did.
He wasn't at all like what you created in your mind. He wasn't even nice. You wasted all your time. You didn't even like him in real life. Real life. Talking about that real life. Holding on 'cause it just feels nice. But let's get back to real life. Real life. Talking about that real life. Holding on 'cause it just feels nice. But let's get back to real life. Talking about that real life. Holding on 'cause it just feels nice. But let's get back to real life.
What's one of the most popular things to do in Ushuaia is to go see the Marcial Glacier. You can either get a taxi to get here, it's just 4-5 kilometers from the center of Ushuaia, or you can walk because there is a road that gets you here. And then from the Fin del Mundo park, you can continue your walk up the mountain. That's where the ski slope starts or ends, depends. And from there we walked on the mountain for like 20 minutes. It's a snowy, icy situation. So we thought it's just 2 hours, but guess what? It's 2 hours till the point where you can drive, and then you have to climb on your own 2 feet through some icy path situation. Opa. But at some point they're gonna have a ski thing. What is that? Ski lift.
Yeah.
They're building it. They're building. So like in 1 year, 2 years, you won't have to walk at all. So that's the good news. The bad news is just this. And we have the most beautiful view of the mountain. The glacier is right over there. You cannot see it because it's very sunny right now, covered by snow. So the view of the glacier isn't exactly the most famous view of all glaciers in the world. However, on the other side of the mountain, it's a view of Ushuaia and Beagle Channel, which is absolutely stunning, and the Patagonian side from Chile, which is a breathtaking view. And also, unlike a lot of people that come visit this place, we decided to walk from Ushuaia to this place, so it took us about 2 hours. But the views were really nice, and it's like end of April right now, which is late autumn. The foliage is absolutely stunning, beautiful. The colors are breathtaking, and it's been snowing for the last couple of days, so the fresh snow makes a great contrast with the foliage. And today is sunny, so we are extra lucky. We're gonna walk a bit more up the mountain, but wow, what a view. So definitely the most popular thing to do here. So thank you, Edward, for convincing me to come here. Yeah? You excited now?
It's nice. It's really nice. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, okay.
As we speak.
Wow! We made it to the glacier. The last glacier of the world before Antarctica, basically.
Before it's all glaciers.
Before the... Maybe there are some glaciers over there, but you know, almost.
Look on the brighter side of life. Cherish your own glacier.
Yeah. So this is how the slope looks like. At some point they're gonna build a a ski lift over there. So you're gonna be able to get here by the ski lift. And the trail continues on that path. I've seen people, you can see people moving there. And the glacier is just this white stuff because it's covered by the snow. It snows a lot here, so it's more like a white glacier than other kind of glacier. And some people say it's not impressive. I say it's pretty impressive, but if you're a traveler, you've probably seen other glaciers, so at this point you're gonna compare. However, it's an impressive spot. So yeah, it's an impressive spot. And look at this view, the view of Chile from here. You're like skiing and you're like, hey Chile, Beagle Channel, whales. There are whales in that channel. And on the other side, like over there, that direction, it's Antarctica basically. Eddie is as always not impressed.
I'm very impressed.
You're not impressed. Why are you not impressed?
I'm extremely impressed. I'm just thinking about my next hot chocolate or tea. My next hot beverage.
Yeah, okay. This is the spot to not miss in Ushuaia. 12 things to do?
Oh yeah, top 3 things to do.
Top 3 things to do. This is it. We made it to a very nice viewing point of the glacier and the surrounding mountains, and it's basically all covered in ice, by ice. It's very icy. I've seen at least 3 people falling on the ice, and they're like, oh, oops. I mean, they're not like very bad falls, but like for children or maybe elderly, it would be kind of dangerous. Also, the shoes. You need like proper shoes for icy conditions. So this is 20th of April, like late fall again, and this is what we're going against. The river is mainly icy at this point, but it's still flowing. And I still see people going up and down the mountain from the glacier, but it's extremely icy. Like the chances of falling are 100% at this point. I mean, you just stop in the middle of the path and you're like, I don't know if I should move. And your legs go, woo, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Like, are you moving? Because I am moving. Yeah, kind of like that. So it's a thick layer of ice over there. That's the path. And I'm not sure how we're gonna get down this mountain. I mean, it's not a huge mountain. The best thing of this hike is the view of the Beagle Channel and then the view of the mountains. But if you come here too late, like the sun is gonna go on the other side of the mountain, and the views are still great, but the photos not so much, because, you know, photos without the light is not the greatest thing you can do. So I think this is it. I hope you enjoy. The best thing to do in Ushuaia, the best hike. It's the hike to the glacier, Marcial Glacier, and he's very content.
This Marcial is much better than the Marcial that Manchester United has. Undebatable.
Why?
It's making me much happier, much happier, and Anthony Marcial never did that. He does not score goals and he's frequently injured. He also costs a lot of money. Come to Ushuaia instead. This is also a nice glacier, even though it is not blue. What can you do? And even though it's covered in snow, so I'm assuming the glacier is over there, but all I see is a pile of snow. But the view, that's the kind of view they put on dog food commercials. Adventurer dogs. Protein and stuff. And wildlife, that's the kind of food my dog eats. And he's tough. He's a bichon, but he has muscles. As have we. This is why we climbed here. People keep falling over. I hope we won't. Let's get some hot chocolate. And to climb down, most people just put themselves on their butt and launch themselves. It's not very dignified. You basically have to pretend you're a sled.